Thank you, Mayor and Council. Don Tucker. I live at 3006 Gateby Place. The OCP of 2025 clearly sets out a vision for Vernon to grow inward through infill and density rather than outward through greenfield expansion. It prioritizes compact urban form, climate resilience, and efficient use of existing infrastructure. Yet recent approvals for low-density fringe developments directly contradict these goals, extending roads, water, sewer, and emergency services at greater cost per household than supporting compact infill. Sprawl also increases commuting costs, environmental impacts, and reduces community cohesion, making it the least sustainable and most expensive option for Vernon over the coming decades. The 2013 OCP introduced an urban containment boundary to encourage growth within existing serviced areas and limit outward sprawl. However, it was largely conceptual and advisory, giving Council broad discretion to approve developments beyond the boundary, which contributed to the expansion we see today. The 2025 OCP strengthens the urban containment boundary with clearer mapping and stronger links to compact growth, transportation planning, and infrastructure costs. Yet, even with these improvements, approvals for low-density fringe developments continue to undermine the intent of the boundary, shifting infrastructure costs onto taxpayers and creating long-term challenges for transit, active transportation, and financial sustainability. The city's updated transportation plan reinforces this point. Unlike the 2013 plan, the new plan prioritizes multimodal mobility, active transportation, transit-supportive development, and financially sustainable infrastructure. It recognizes that road expansion is costly and that sprawling development undermines efficient transit, connected cycling networks, and climate action. Yet, by continuing to approve fringe subdivisions without proper alignment to these policies, the city creates a disconnect between planning intent and implementation. Despite the strengths of the transportation plan, there remains a significant gap between what the plan envisions and the current development approvals. The plan calls for compact transit-supported neighborhoods, connected active transportation routes, and financially sustainable road network. Yet continued approvals for low-density fringe development increase vehicle dependence, prevent efficient transit service, and expand the city's infrastructure obligations, undermining the plan's goals. This disconnect also has a direct financial impact on taxpayers. When developers are not required to build sidewalks, bike lanes, or other active transportation infrastructure, the city must retrofit these features later at a substantial public expense. Similarly, development cost charges often fall short of covering the full cost of extending roads, water, sewer, and stormwater services to new subdivisions, leaving long-term maintenance and replacement costs on residents through higher taxes and utility fees. Comparing Vernon's OCP to Kelowna's highlights additional opportunities. Kelowna embeds enforceable heritage protections, public art requirements, urban design guidelines, and affordable housing incentives directly into development approvals, ensuring these goals are realized and funded. Vernon's OCP, by contrast, is largely advisory. Heritage sites can be altered, murals are voluntary, heritage design standards are unenforced, and development approvals can undermine the compact growth, climate, and infrastructure goals. Aligning Vernon's policies with these best practices would create binding protections, structured incentives, and stronger integration of housing, infrastructure, and climate policies into approvals, ensuring the city's vision translates into real, sustainable outcomes. To meet the stated goals of the OCP and Transportation Plan and to protect residents from long-term financial burdens, I urge Council to require developers to fund and build complete streets and active transportation infrastructure upfront, ensure DCCs fully reflect the cost of infrastructure extensions, and adopt enforceable policies for heritage, public art, and design standards. Doing so will align policy with practice, reduce taxpayer exposure, and create a compact, connected, and resilient Vernon for decades to come. Thank you.